the first conference, there has been no acceptance of parental alienation in Sweden. So if I didn't have my international colleagues, I would have felt very lonely. So thank you, all of you. Actually, it was another Swede who first wrote about parental alienation in the late 70s, a targeted father and now a targeted grandfather, who wrote the first article that I know of published in Swedish. And he came up with the idea to form parental alienation study group. His name is Nils-Göran Areskog, and there are some papers put on the table that he has written. And there are some other papers from Finland and some information about my book called Children's Right to Family Life. 25 Swedish case studies of parental alienation. The book was withdrawn. I published it myself after that. I want to just say a few words of introduction, because when I try to talk about this phenomenon, I use a tree symbol. Can you please put on the... Okay. You all know how a tree looks, but it's to say that we all need our roots. If we don't have our roots, we do not survive. So it's just a way to make that point. And we have to remember that a child is mostly created in love. And yet this is forgotten when a war comes up. But luckily most parents realize that it's these adults who separate. It should not be a separation of a child from another parent. Most parents realize this. But those who don't, they are the ones we deal with. And I want to show you a picture and give you an aphorism or a quote from Rabindranath Tagore. Have you ever heard of him? Next. How do I get the next one? This one?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Rabindranath Tagore. He got the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1930, and he wrote like this: every child comes with the message that God is not yet discouraged of man. After World War II, we had the formulation of human rights. And the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, as you know, says no one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy, family, home, or correspondence, nor to attacks upon his honor and reputation. Everyone has the right to the protection of the law against such interference or attacks. This was also included in the European Convention for the Protection of Human Rights and Fundamental Freedoms, and it has a complementary saying, paragraph 2, that is very important. It states in the first paragraph part, everyone has the right to respect for his private and family life, his home, his correspondence. And then it says, there shall be no interference by a public authority with the exercises of this right, except such as is in accordance with the law and is necessary in a democratic society in the interests of national security, public safety, or the economic well-being of the country, for the prevention of disorder or crime, for the protection of health and morals, or for the protection of the rights and freedoms of others. So these are two fundamental articles about human rights that are violated in parental alienation cases. This is just to show that it's global. And we also have a new convention on the rights of the child, Article 8, and it says, states parties undertake to respect the right of the child to preserve his or her identity. And that is, first part is the most important, because when you cut half the family root system for a child, as you do in parental alienation, you violate and you destroy that person's ability to form his or her identity. So it's very serious matter. And this has to, I think we have to take it up in human rights terms. And it also says in the second part about the obligation for states to provide appropriate assistance and protection with a view to re-establishing speedily his or her identity. So here is a foundation that I try to present when I have difficulties in Sweden to make parental alienation accepted. And I haven't given up. So you're all welcome next year to a conference in Stockholm, the second one, organized by Parental Alienation Study Group. So this is another quote from Rabindranath Tagore: "Love is the only reality and it's not a mere sentiment. It's the ultimate truth that lies at the heart of creation." And now the presenters of the day will present themselves, and first to take this microphone is Howie Denson.